There's a lot of actually, the production designer loves Easter eggs. So he's hidden a lot of Easter eggs to other movies in sets, in the design, like in the attic where the Home Alone sequence takes place. There's stuff here and there from Christmas movies. And I'm not going to say what they are, but hopefully people will catch all of them in the end.
It's fantastic. I think about the whole, oh, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Die Hard's it's not a Christmas movie. Whatever. This is a Christmas movie.
It's definitely a Christmas movie, yes.
It plays the action straight, it plays the comedy for comedy, and it plays the holiday themes so sincerely that it made me warm and fuzzy, even when Santa's, smashing people in the head with a hammer.
Well, I'm so glad to hear you say that, because that was the goal. Like, how can you make a crazy Christmas action movie with all this extreme stuff he wanted to put in there, but still have you leaving it filled with Christmas spirit? So hopefully that was the goal, at least.
Maybe I'm going to answer my own question, but what drew you to the idea of Santa as an action hero?
There was a few things, to be honest. Like, certainly that was when they sent me the script, they did say, yeah, it's like Die Hard with Santa Claus. And I was like, okay, that sounds cool, but it could also be, it could end up being on the crazy, cheesy side if done wrongly. I read the script. I loved it. It had all the action you would expect. It had the humor and the edge, but it also had like a big beating heart. And that was actually my way in. Like, it's like, yeah, I want to do this because if we get the Christmas movie nature of it right, that beating heart with Santa and the little girl and their relationship, we can get away with everything else. We can go as crazy as we want, and we can really make a Christmas movie that stands out. And yeah, that was the goal. And that was what is appealing to me, to really try to make it feel like a Christmas movie, but at the same time, just go crazy places and make a thrilling action film at the same time.
The movie wouldn't work if you didn't have the right Santa, I think.
That is true.
Was it always David, or tell me the casting process?
It was, and it sounded like it's a boring answer. Like, it sounds like I'm making it up, but it was one of those cases where really early on, me, producers, and the studio were kind of, you get these cast lists in, right? And you look through names and what the agencies are suggesting. And somebody said, oh, wait, what about David Harbour? And it was one of those moments where we just looked at each other. It's like, oh my God, he's absolutely perfect. And we sent him the script, and he was shooting in New Orleans at the time, a Netflix film. He read it, loved it, Skyped with him 2 days later, and he really got what the film was supposed to be and got the humor and the heart of it all. And yeah, he was in very early on, and that was kind of what solidified it for the studio. And from then on, it was just, all right, let's get this movie made.
I know this is from, 87 North. They're 10 out of 10 when it comes to action, and David Leitch is producing. Tell me about, within that John Wick / nobody kind of DNA, making it your movie, especially in terms of the action.
Dave and Kelly and Guy, the producer, they're fantastic collaborators. And I know Dave from way back. He actually did second unit on Hansel and Gretel, and we became friends. And he became obviously one of the biggest directors in the world, and rightfully so. And we became, we stayed in touch, and we were always talking about doing something together. And then they sent me this script, and this, honestly, they're ideal collaborators, because obviously they know. When people ask me what makes 87 unique, I would always say that they truly have a big, huge love for action movies, and they know action movies. They know they really want to make amazing action films. And so when you go in there and you meet with them and you discuss the script, it's all about how can we make this as good as we possibly can? How can we make it stand out? And they really wanted to make R-rated entertainment, which is rare these days, like to embrace the R. And so all that stuff really appealed to me, of course. But they also know me, and they watch my movies, and they know what I can do. And to me, yes, like I said, the Christmas movie nature of it was important. And also, as we know, if you've seen my movies, I do like gore, and I like to mix it with humor. That's part of what I love, and I think I can do well. And they were on board with that from day one. And yeah, it's, again, I'm sounding like a cliche, but it was one of those instances where just great collaboration all around, and they really trusted me. And of course, I'm also going to listen to them when it comes to action, because they know what they're doing. So it was truly a joy to do this film with them.
I mean, I've heard some horror stories. You've never had to deal with, some guy going, yeah, can we make it PG? Maybe try it in the edit. Maybe never had to deal with that.
No, I mean, it's. I've been very lucky, and also, I do some of my films in Europe, and it's easier there. There's not a studio per se, but I have to say, Universal on this one were amazing. There was times when we sent in the script after rewrites and was like, oh, they're probably going to say no to this or no to that. But they was like, no, go for it, go for it. And I think they knew that if this film could succeed, you would really have to just swing for the fences. And they were so supportive. And it was surprisingly, for example, when we rewrote and put in the Home Alone sequence and what they go through there, and there was ever any pushback. They were always just, yeah, beautiful, go for it, which was so refreshing. And and the movie, I think the movie, it really shows in the film that we had the freedom we had. I think it really helps the film.
That Home Alone sequence was, I was on the floor.
It's good. That's good. That's what we want. It was so fun to shoot too, and it was us basically just saying, okay, what would really happen if you set these traps, as you see in Home Alone, like. I always wondered, when I was a kid, I obviously loved it, but when I got older, it's like, no way would you survive that. And so we didn't really go crazy with the traps. We actually just, all right, this is what would happen if you did these things to human beings. So that was a lot of fun.
Are you a Christmas guy?
Oh yeah, for sure. I come from a place. I'm from the north of Norway, where we have like very classical Christmases. It's always snowy, it's always cold, and you stay inside, you light the fire, you read, and you watch a lot of movies. So Christmas has always been special to me, and because it's so cold and the sun disappears for 2 months, it's very dark. You don't go that much outside in that time. You do end up watching a lot of films, like I said, and that really shaped me and my love for movies and Christmas movies especially. And for example, like every the 23rd of Christmas, the day before Christmas Eve, Norwegian television, I don't know for what reason, but they always show National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And it's one of my favorite Christmas movies ever. And that was why it was so much fun also bringing in Beverly D'Angelo into the fold as kind of a tribute to that. So yeah, it turned out all those years watching Christmas Vacation somehow came to its conclusion with this film.
She's incredible. And she's got she steals... it feels like she had her own writer or something, or was I don't know.
The first scene when we see her, when she's walking back and forth in the hallway, just saying, swearing a lot of that was her own stuff. She really went for it. We were always looking at each other like, whoa, where did that come from? But I really think she enjoyed doing that kind of role, for sure. And yeah, no, I got to mention John Leguizamo too. Was such a joy to work with, funny, brought him a lot of himself through the character. He loves to ad-lib, and a lot of his one-liners are in there. And he just really, really, really made that character come alive.
Tell me a bit about some of your holiday favorites and any kind of homages you were able to sneak in to this.
Well, like I said, yeah, Christmas Vacation is a big one. Die Hard, obviously, because of the premise of the film, it's got a lot of similarities. Home Alone, which we talked about. I guess those are the three big ones. There's a lot of the production designer loves Easter eggs. So he's hidden a lot of Easter eggs to other movies in sets, in the design, like in the attic where the Home Alone sequence takes place. There's stuff here and there from Christmas movies. And I'm not going to say what they are, but hopefully people will catch all of them in the end.
Thanks so much for your time. Thanks so much for the movie and all your past work and all your future work, which I can't wait to see also.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm glad you enjoyed the film, man.
Absolutely.